Hi everyone and welcome to this week's newsletter. I hope you've had a fantastic week on and off the golf course, and most importantly, the sun is shining. Woo! If the weather forecasters have got it right, the forecast for the next few days looks amazing. 20 degrees, sunshine, fingers crossed, spring is here, winter's over, and we can look forward now to playing golf. Back in a t-shirt, it's great. Yeah, I can't believe it. It's finally here. At one point, it looked like it was never going to happen. But the good news is, along with the weather, winter mats are over. Yeah, that's it. They're gone. You can put them to the back of the cupboard again for another summer. We are back playing off the grass, using Lift Clean and Place now on any closely mown areas, which came into effect last Friday. So hopefully you've all received the emails and you've seen the notices up in the clubhouse. If you haven't, as I said, Lift Clean and Place is in operation until further notice, which basically means if you're on anything cut to fairway length or shorter, you've got the option of marking it. Very important that when everyone mark it, lift it, clean it, place it within 6 inches, not nearer the hole. Now, unfortunately, if you do finish in the rough, you do have to play it as it lies. However, if the ball plugs, okay, which is still a possibility at the moment, there is 12-month relief available from a plugged ball, okay, under the new local rules. Well, say new, actually, I think the club signed up to it back in 2016, I think it was. So if the ball plugs anywhere on the golf course, you can lift, clean and drop, okay? The only difference is when winter rules or preferred lies are in operation, Lift Clean and Place, you can place it on the fairway again within sort of 6 inches, not nearer the hole of where you've pulled it out of the plug mark. But if the ball is in the rough, okay, it's always lift, clean and drop, okay? But yeah, it's great. The shop's looking really good. We've got loads of spring clothing in store, from FootJoy, as you can see I'm wearing, to the new Under Armour stuff. We received the new range of Scotty Cameron putters last week, so there's one there. I know a few of you have already actually had a fitting with myself and Graham with these, but if you keep reading below, Matt's done a little review on his thoughts of the new range. He's been giving them a little test on our putting mat to the side of me, you can see there, and he's noticed a few good differences actually from this year's and last year's models. So yeah, keep reading below for that. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was again this transition from mats to grass. Now, a lot of golfers struggle. They struggle when we come off mats because, to be honest, we all get a bit lazy really through winter playing off a mat. A mat gives you a near perfect lie every time. And actually it gives you quite a lot of margin for error in terms of where you're catching the mat. So if you're a little bit early, you'll get away with it because the club will bounce. However, back on the grass, especially when it is a little bit soft still at the moment, if you're even a couple of millimetres early, you're going to know about it. You're going to get that kind of big explosion of earth, and the ball probably isn't going to go full distance. So every year around this time of year, I always offer you kind of a few tips or pointers to basically look out for. If you're finding, like a lot of golfers, you are catching the occasional shot heavy. So what to look out for? Well, first of all, ball position. Now, one of the things to be careful of, if you are catching the ground a little bit early, make sure you haven't got the ball too far forward. Now, we definitely see this kind of through winter mats because golfers are trying to help the ball in the air, maybe using a lot of longer clubs, your rescue clubs and fairway woods to create their distance. And it can kind of get the ball position creeping forward. Now, I'm using the new Ping G700 5-iron here. So for me, for a 5-iron, I like to try and see the ball roughly sort of 25% inside my left heel, maybe even 30% inside my left heel for these conditions. So if you're not going to play the ball in your standard position, I'd advise you to play it a fraction further back, okay? Not a lot, maybe an inch, a ball's width, something like that, but that will just kind of help you kind of avoid hitting the ground a little bit early. Okay, number 2, weight distribution. Again, definitely I'd like to see golfers favouring their left side, 55-45. So not too much, but again, a bit more weight on the left should restrict or reduce how much you can hit the ground before the ball. And number 3, and arguably the most important thing, and to be honest, from my experience, probably the thing that everyone forgets to do, which is when you set up to it, have your hands forward, okay? Why? Well, that's actually where we're trying to be when we hit the golf ball. We want the hands ahead of the ball when we're hitting an iron. It helps you hit down on the ball, and it also delays again where we make contact with the ground, okay? Now, we see a lot of golfers, have the hands too far behind the ball at setup, and definitely kind of scooping the ball a little bit as they strike it. Now, if you are letting the club overtake your hands through impact, that's a surefire recipe for shallowing the swing, catching the ground early, or possibly even catching it on the upswing and possibly topping it as well. Okay, so yeah, definitely for me, it's important to make sure that for all of your irons, you have the hands ahead, so that the end of the club, the butt of the club, as you can see there, points towards the inside of my left leg, the left groin area. Okay, now really that's it for the setup. It's not rocket science. It shouldn't really be anything too different from what we're trying to do normally. But as we said, just through winter, really, we all get a little bit lazy, I think. We just don't maybe pay as much care and attention to the setup as we maybe do, in the summer months when, everyone would say all the serious kind of competitions are going on, all the majors and your captain's weekends and things like that. Now, in terms of the golf swing, really nothing changes. Backswing as normal, but again, the most important thing is make sure you get onto that left side as you hit the ground. Okay, so a really good, positive, aggressive weight transference. How much? Well, ideally, as we strike it, we want to see 70 to 80% of your weight on that left leg, and a good sign, as you can see there, is that right foot is already coming away from the ground. Okay, whereas again, as I keep saying, through winter, possibly wearing lots of thick clothing, people stiff. Using fairway woods and clubs like that, we tend to see a lot of golfers get to the top and then just kind of come down with the hands and arms. You can see not really moving the weight. It's another reason why you could hit the ground early, everyone. So, once we've set up the golf ball, we swing back. We want to try and load the left side at impact, and hopefully from there, really make sure that we finish all the way on the left. Okay, that's a really good checkpoint, everyone. So that when we get to the end of the swing, you can kind of see here that all of my body weight's on the left. Upwards of 95% plus. The right side of my body's relaxed, my right foot's on its tiptoe, my belly button's aiming the target. So, let's put one to test, let's see if it works. So, just on the practice ground, as we said, I've got a 5-iron. Oh, GCT's turned off, battery must have run out, so let's turn that on. So, while we're waiting for that to turn on, a couple of other things to mention to you, as you said. So, keep reading below for Matt's review on the new Scotty Cameron range. Also, further down the newsletter, I've announced the dates of our new seniors and ladies group classes. Sorry it took so long. Obviously, I was away a few days last week with Nikki and Charlie. Graham's off this week, so once we're back to kind of full staff levels, me and Graham are going to be obviously introducing these new group classes. So we're hoping that they're going to kick off towards the end of the month, and then they're going to happen Mondays mornings for the vets, the seniors group class. Tuesday mornings for the additional ladies group class, and then obviously Saturday mornings for the existing ladies group class. But again, keep reading below for more information on that. Also, I want to bring to your attention, as we said, about a TaylorMade fitting day that's coming up. TaylorMade are the next manufacturer to come into the golf studio and offer everyone a free fitting experience. They're going to be here next Friday from 2 till 6 p.m. At the time of writing or recording, we have still got some appointments available. So again, if there's anyone that wants to try out this year's M3, M4 range, or the P series of kind of performance players irons, then please get in contact. For any of you that watch the golf regularly on telly, really you couldn't miss how many TaylorMade clubs or drivers are in play this year. It's probably been their best ever year, I'd say, for numbers in play. And really, I think the good thing is it's not just with their sponsored staff pros, it's actually with out-of-contract players like Tommy Fleetwood, Paul Casey, guys like that are actually chosen to play a TaylorMade golf club. Tiger Woods, is using TaylorMade woods at the moment as well. And he could really use anything he wants, okay? So, that really, I guess, is a big statement as to how well those clubs are performing, because those guys could use anything they want, and if there was something else there that was giving them more distance or more forgiveness, they'd use it. They really would. They're not that loyal, to be honest, especially out of contract players. They will chop and change. So really impressed this year. I've been testing the M4 over winter. Just put it into the bag. I'm going to be using an M4 fairway wood. and an M3 hybrid this year, alongside my PE series irons. So yeah, as you said, we've got some appointments available, so it's really important we try and fill them up to make it a good day for everyone involved, especially for TaylorMade, who are taking time out of their busy schedule to come and visit the club and offer kind of this this free kind of fitting experience to all the members and visitors of the club. So it's a great day. So yeah, please do get in contact and let's get these appointments filled up. But here we go. I think the GC2 is probably loaded, so let's put it into test now. As Susie said, really 3 things in the setup. So I want the ball position. Let's get the ball in the right place. Here we go. Yep, right. So ball position. For me, I'm going to play it about 25-30% away from my left heel. Weight 55-45, favouring the left. Hands slightly forward, and then again, really, next thing is just try and make a balanced follow through. Finishing on the left side, holding it. Can I lift my foot off the ground? Pretty good. There you go. So not the best shot I'll ever hit, obviously with my wrist still heavily bandaged. What's it gone? 195, something like that, I think. Which isn't bad for a 5-iron, is it? I'd take that. But yeah, these clubs are very forgiving. We've done a couple of fittings actually in the last few weeks with these and seeing some really good results with these kind of hollow-headed irons. The Ping G700 and also the TaylorMade P790 as well is another kind of hollow-headed club. But anyway, that's enough for me this week. Have a great week, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine. Get your t-shirts out, get the barbecues out. Fingers crossed the weather happens like they forecasted it. And I'll see you all down the club. See you later, everyone. Bye.